Cannot be seen as standing in the aisle in this one. They have to participate. From Wall Street to Main Street, this really is a Main Street issue.
President Obama rejected what he called misleading arguments by Republicans and other critics attempting to characterize reforms as paving the way for continuing government bailouts of the financial industry. Dan Robinson, VOA News, the White House.
About 15,000 Allied troops are involved in the offensive, the biggest Allied action against the Taliban since U.S.-led forces invaded Afghanistan in 2001. British Major General Nick Carter briefed reporters at the Pentagon via satellite from southern Afghanistan.
In Marja itself, there remains stiff resistance from the insurgents, and U.S. Marine Corps, U.S. Marines in partnership with Afghan security forces are still fighting intense series of actions in the process of clearing Marja as a whole.
General Carter predicted it could take another month to secure Marja and more time to convince the local population to trust the Afghan government.
So I guess looking downstream, in 3 months' time or thereabouts, we should have a pretty fair idea about whether we've been successful. But I would be very cautious about any triumphalism just yet.
General Carter says international troops are moving slowly through Marja and generally using light weapons in an effort to protect tens of thousands of civilians.
There is a significant threat from improvised explosive devices, and these have to be cleared very systematically and very meticulously. And what we don't want are civilians running into these mines and improvised explosive devices.
The fighting comes as Afghan officials report the arrest in Pakistan of 2 senior Taliban commanders who acted as so-called shadow governors in northern Afghanistan. And Pakistani officials say several al-Qaeda-linked militants have been arrested in the southern port town of Karachi. U.S. and Pakistani officials say they are interrogating the Taliban's top operational commander. Pentagon spokesman Jeff Morrell says the Taliban is being squeezed.
Our hope is clearly that this is creating a certain amount of discontent, worry, turmoil within the organization such that it is.
Marja has long been controlled by drug traffickers and the Taliban. The Allied offensive is considered a key test of U.S. President Barack Obama's strategy for reversing the rise of the militant group while protecting the civilian Afghan population. Meredith Buell, VOA News, Washington.